Welcome to Game Chat with Bwana, your source for gaming news and reviews. Now, here's Bwana McCall.
It is Game Chat Bwana, episode 24. Welcome everybody to the show. This is Monday night, July 18th, 2011. We're going to sit here and act stupid. No. Yes, we're going to act stupid, but we're going to talk about game stories. Here at Game Chat with Bwana, we talk about the latest news, the latest stories, the latest whatnots, and what's going on in the gaming industry, the video gaming stuff, not that board game stuff. We're not going to talk about Othello and not the intricacies of chess and checkers and Chutes and Ladders and Candyland. But we're going to talk about games like Team Fortress 2 and Planetside and even wonderful games like Super Meat Boy. But we talk about the last 7 days, all that gaming goodness. Here on this show, I go through my little RSS feeds and all kinds of stuff. And I look for the creme of the crop, the cream of the crop, the crew of the creep, and I look for the best stuff. But I always mess up. I always miss something. So you guys kind of augment my little mess upness. And you come to my forum at Bwana.tv/forums and you post the stories that you feel I should talk about. And that's what we talk about here at Game Chat with Bwana. We're up to 24 episodes, which started as an experiment, has now turned into a full-blown weekly thingamadoodle that we will talk about games, and we have interactive chat, and we got people here live. You guys can watch me on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/iobuffer, or on Bwana.tv, my main site. And you can watch the shows if you can't make the live shows, because we do this every Monday night at about 8 o'clock p.m. And we had a pretty good weekend here at Casa de Bwana. I had what was called MOBA Catterday. Yeah. If you don't know what MOBA is, it is a multiplayer online battle arena genre. People hate the term, but it deals with games like League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth, and like Bloodline Champions. So on MOBA Catterday, I sat here and played nothing but those types of games all day, pretty much all day for like 10 hours. And I went from League of Legends, I went from Heroes of New Earth, and I went to Bloodline Champions. Played them all day. It was very enlightening. Very enlightening. So you guys should definitely subscribe to my stream, live.bwana.tv. You can come check out that stuff when we do it. It was pretty fun. So let's talk about the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Visit techpodcast.com. This is the network that I'm a part of, and I'm promoting this because I want you guys who are interested in podcasting to check us out. Or if you're just looking for shows to listen to regarding tech, gaming, and all that good stuff. What we do, we're like a tight-knit of podcasters who cross-promote. We give each other advice. We kind of show each other the ropes. And as your show progresses and grows, we actually give you ad deals. So you can get these advertisement deals and put a little money in your pocket, maybe pay for some better equipment. Hey, maybe you can get to the creme of the croup and actually quit your job, which is the pinnacle of podcasting, which very few people do. Don't think just because you can podcast and get a sponsor, you can quit your job. It's very hard to do. But techpodcast.com is where we kind of try to help you out there. So go check us out. If you got a show, if you got an idea for a show, generally we want you to have like 4 or 5 shows under your belt before you apply, so you can kind of have a routine going, and then you can apply. We got certain rules there that you have to follow, but it's a very tight network. So check us out over at techpodcast.com. We are welcoming new members every week. We're going to move on to our first story, which is talking about that TF2, Team Fortress 2, Team Fortress 2. Yeah, we're going to talk about Team Fortress 2, and this is a kind of a very cool thing that Valve did over on the Team Fortress 2, Team Fortress blog. They have a behind-the-scenes series of clips, and they kind of take you through the thought process of how they're creating these Meet the videos, which are very well done. They're very polished, I mean, that's why a lot of people are like, Valve, you guys need to do a cartoon or you need to do a movie because they're so well done. If you look through these videos, you can see the kind of progression that they went through to develop this story. And the first clip was like, "Don't you die on me," and it had the soldier holding a dying spy, and and then the spy passes and he's like, "Ah!" He does a scream, and then a train runs him over, and the medic looks at the blood on the window. He's like, "Huh?" It's kind of crazy. And then the next one is my darkest moment, and then I think this kind of takes you towards the path, and Valve was like starting on this path of how the medic came about his medigun. You know, in the real Meet the Medic, they don't really go into that. They just really talk about how he came about the Uber. But this talks about how he went to the medigun, and my darkest moment is when he was like saying that how he just didn't know if he wanted to be a medic anymore. And then the next one is called Kill Me. And it goes through the actual discovery process of how he discovered the medic gun. This is cool stuff, man. And then they talk about the Uber and everything else and the other ones. So you can kind of see the progression of how they go about these videos and how Team Fortress 2 does these. And like I said, man, Valve does a great job with these videos. They rival a lot of different animated series out there. We look forward to the next ones. They only got one more left, and then it's going to be over. And it's like, oh, there's going to be no more of these. And you're like, nah, there's going to be no more Meet the Videos after the Pyro. We're still waiting on the Pyro video to come out. So check this out, guys, over on TeamFortress.com. Meet the Medic behind the scenes. You can check him out. Wolvadia. Now, speaking of Valve, we're going to talk about some updates coming to the wondrous Steam platform, which us PC gamers really love so much. Valve has promised us a revamped Steam architecture that will streamline updates and downloads with a brand new content delivery system. And that's one of the complaints we have. We don't complain about the price that much about Steam stuff. We're buying stuff left and right. But it's like, why is it taking 20,000 hours to download 500 megabytes? A lot of us have these frustrations with the delivery system of these games because we can, you know, we have these little techniques where we'll bounce around to different servers to try to find the best one, us veteran Steam users, that is. But the new users are like, man, I've been trying to download Crysis for 6 days and it's still not done. So now Valve is looking into introducing this new content delivery system, and the game Dota 2 is going to be the first game to utilize it. Defense of the Ancients 2 is going to be the first game to utilize it. And then what they're going to do is that they're going to offer, you know, better ways of updating and downloading. And I think one of the big things that I saw was that they're not going to, when they implement updates, they're not going to download like the entire installer. They're just going to, you know, do a diff, basically, to do differences between files, only files that need to be updated, kind of streamline what you have to download instead of downloading everything. And they said this also will be possible to update a game while playing it, which is going to be very interesting. So I hope they don't break too much. Usually when you got a new retooling of a system like this and something's going on with the back end while you're playing the game, it's kind of scary. You know, you might break something, or you might be on the verge of that killing streak, or you know, you're about to pop an Uber with the medic in Team Fortress 2, or you know, you're about to finish that really hard level in this game's X single player, and then all of a sudden it crashes because the update messed something up. And that will make gamers rage and bite their faces off. We don't want gamers without faces. Games should have update systems with the gamers with faces. This has been a public service announcement by yours truly. Keep your faces, guys. Don't bite them off. Check it out, guys. This is over on on joystick.com. Steam Streamline. That's so hard to do. Steam Streamlines updates and downloads with new content delivery system. They got the details over there over on joystick.com. Now, while we're talking about retooling and building and doing things of the like, we're going to talk about a very cool mod. Which is actually almost a full-blown game. Some guy built a homebrew version of Minecraft on the Nintendo DS. Quoi? Yes. Minecraft on the Nintendo DS. And if you watch the video, you can tell that it's very, very early. All he was doing was basically moving around, jumping, removing blocks, and adding blocks. Looks very similar to classic Minecraft. I gotta say, the Xperia Play, ooh, I just clicked on an ad by accident. Joystick just got some revenue. If you look at how it plays in the Xperia version looks a little bit more mature than this version. But this is a homebrew. Somebody did it in their spare time, if you will. But it's, got you thinking, what if Minecraft were on the DS? What if Minecraft were on the DS? You got to think about that. I mean, the whole stylus thing is kind of weird to me. Some of you might enjoy it. Those of you who are DS users, how would you feel about a Minecraft on DS? Maybe Notch should look at this and see what it entails to get on the Nintendo development platform, especially with the 3DS out, because he's all about 3D anyway. Currently, Minecraft has 3D support on the PC. So, definitely something to consider. I'm going to be watching this one very closely and actually see what Notch does, because since Mojang is like this legitimate company now, they got lawyers and stuff, so they got to protect their IP, and they're probably, I don't know if they're going to go after this guy for doing this, because it's got the same exact textures and everything. I mean, it's pretty much a Minecraft clone. Yeah, I'm hoping that there's some kind of permissions that have been given to do this. We were seeing a lot of Minecraft-inspired games sprout forth due to Minecraft's success. And, Notch has been pretty cool about it. Mojang's been pretty cool about a lot of these. They've been giving people, free reign, a lot of leeway. Fortress Craft on the 360 is an example where they just say, okay, do your thing. So I wonder if Notch is actually going to give this guy permission. So check this out, guys. Over on joystick.com, think about it. What if Minecraft were on the DS? Something to consider.
Game Chat with Bwana is recorded live before a worldwide audience every Monday night. You can participate by suggesting news stories. Just register an account in our forums at bwana.tv/forums.
Okay. We're going to move to our second segment here. And we're going to talk about Super Meat Boy. Super Meat Boy! Warp Zone! Super Meat Boy. And the co-creator is showing off his next game. And it's got a very similar look. Look at it. It's got a very similar look, got the art style, little characters. And this is going to be a game called The Binding of Isaac. And it's going to be kind of a, if you've ever played a Zelda RPG, the scrolling kind of view of a Zelda game, that's the type of game this is going to be. It's going to be like a dungeon, Smash TV type thing, as they say here, Smash TV Robotron, in a randomly generated semi-RPG world filled with power-up items and special abilities. So very cool. We like random. We here at Bwana.tv, we like random. I mean, you got Terraria. You got Minecraft. You got all these big indie games coming out with these randomly generated worlds to kind of give you a different taste. And here's another example of a game that's going to have randomly generated levels, randomly generated items. So, you get a different experience every single time. So it's going to be pretty cool to watch this. And I don't think they gave a date here. They said the platform is likely PC. There's no mention of Mac support. And he says his plans to have 8 dungeons with 10 plus bosses and 42 enemy types in the final release. The Binding of Isaac. Look for it to hit. Okay, here we go. Look for it to hit Steam in August. That's a couple weeks. That's a couple weeks. That's actually kind of close. I didn't realize it was going to be that close until I just read that last sentence. In August. So yeah, we're going to be wondering how this turns out. Super Meat Boy is a successful game. You know, we kind of have the trust of this developer, kind of like we have the trust of Mojang. Mojang comes out with a new game, people are like, oh, I'm going to buy it. I don't care what it is. It could be about watching a washing machine turn in circles and you have to put detergent in it. The object of the game is to wash clothes and to put the clothes in the dryer. If Mojang makes that game, we're going to buy it. I make up the dumbest things sometimes. Sometimes I amaze myself. Check it out, guys. This is over on multiplayer blog mtv.com. They got the details over there on that link. Okay, we're going to move on to the next story, which is kind of good news. Now, all this time, like for the past 4 or 5 months, we've been talking about all these gaming studios that have been closing, been firing people, been laying off people. And finally, we get a story about a company hiring. It's like, thank you. Finally, somebody's actually hiring people. Actually adding jobs, actually expanding instead of chopping everybody and consolidating. And you know, EA Sports has been expanding. They're going to open up shop in Austin, Texas, I'm assuming. 300 jobs across sports, games, and more. And according to this update, which I just saw, the 300 jobs aren't entirely focused on EA Sports, but they're going to be also in EA Games as well as IT and finance. So it's actually going to be spread across the company, which is also good. Not going to be just solely hardcore EA Sports developers. So the EA Sports COO said they're going to start somewhere between 30 to 35, and then just get the team up and moving, and then they're going to grow exponentially however we want into new IP and live services. This is very, very cool to see somebody hiring. And if you're in the EA Austin area and you got them game developer skills, you got to keep your eye open. You might be able to apply and get a job at EA. Those of you just graduating, you know, this might be an opportunity to get some internships. Or those of you in college may want to get some internships. But those of you graduating may want to get your foot in the door, you know, maybe at an entry-level position here. So, jobs, man. We're happy to see jobs opening up over in Austin, Texas. Now, there's an EA in Orlando. I think they mentioned it here. Yeah, Orlando's expanding. Burnaby. Burnaby's expanding. EA's growing. So it's not just going to be in Texas, apparently. It's going to be, there's job openings and job postings in Florida and in Vancouver. Okay? So if you guys are in the Orlando area, or if you're in Vancouver, you got job openings there as well. Join the EA crew. This message is sponsored by Derp. Check it out, guys. This is over on joystick.com. They got the details over here. Now we're going to move over to some esports news. I've been following this site called Esport Eye, and I'm going to start reporting on some esports news. Esports is electronic sports, if you will, video gaming sports, which some people laugh at. But check out this article. Starcraft 2 is paying over $1.7 million in prize money. It has a media rating of 10, and it's the most popular esport in the world with dedicated TV channels, live streams, news articles, and YouTube commentators. 1.7 million United States dollars in prize money. That's not advertising. That's not, you know, what people make on YouTube. That's what they give the actual players. And this article goes on to talk about how League of Legends has a relatively low prize pool, but it has a very, very high media rating. So that's one if you want to get into, that's going to be up and coming on the rise. And apparently StarCraft 2 is in first place. Counter-Strike 1.6 is in second. Still going strong, guys. League of Legends is third. So check out ProGamingTours.net for a full list and more information. So this is very cool to see that a brand new competition sport is rising even higher. Because, you know, esports has been around a while. It's not new. You know, people have been competing in these games for years. It's just, I think it's starting to jump over that line to where people are getting ridiculous prize money. And I think we talked about how on a previous show, I think it was a previous show, that Call of Duty was getting a $1 million tournament. That's just crazy. Wow, that's just crazy. And I just thought about something. There was a show back in the 80s. I think it was called Starcade. Google Bwana. I think it was called Starcade. It was a game show on television where they actually competed against each other playing video games. Yeah, that was it. It ran from 1982 to 1983. Let's pull up this article here. Starcade. I watched this growing up, guys, because I'm kind of old, and I was able to watch and comprehend television in 1982. But they had this game show called Starcade, which had people competing on television with video games for prizes. So here's one of the early stages of quote-unquote esports. It ran for almost 2 years. And it was very, very popular with this guy right here. Because I used to love watch people play these games. And I used to discover new games. I was like, I've never seen that game because it wasn't in my local arcade. So Starcade was definitely one of the things that influenced me early. You guys should look that up and look up some videos on YouTube of some Starcade matches. You'll be laughing at how people are dressing. Because in the 80s, there was a certain style that was kind of strange by today's standards. Back then, there was the bomb, baby. Yeah. Well, check it out. StarCraft 2 pays over $1.7 million in prize money. Richest game on the internet.
Please support Game Chat with Bwana by turning off your ad-blocking software.
Okay. Last show, or was the show before that, we talked about Planetside 2. And this is a very interesting story that we see over on Rock, Paper, Shotgun. And we're learning that now Planetside is going to have a free component. And it's going to have a shop. I think we may have spoke about this, but I do want to talk about it again because this past weekend, I played a lot of these types of games. And it's really growing. Not only is it growing in terms of volume and how much people are paying, but it's growing on people. 5-6 years ago, free-to-play games or cash shop games were kind of terrible. In terms of quality, in terms of what, balancing. And a lot of people looked at it and they kind of turned their nose up. They're like, ugh, I don't want to play those stupid free-to-play cash shop buy-to-win garbage. People were very, very mad. But as I saw this weekend and as I'm seeing more and more, people are warming up to this and the communities are getting ridiculously large. And companies are selling these cash cards. Like I think Korea was a big company that made it popular when we were turning our nose up at it. We were turning our nose up at it. And they were selling these cards and they were making millions just on the point cards. And it's a brand new model now that I think just about every game that's coming out is going to adopt in one form or fashion. And I think that's where PC gaming kind of differentiates itself from console gaming right now. Because console gaming has come a long way over a few years. And in terms of look and feel, capabilities, PC does have the edge, but the experience on consoles is kind of, not equaled, but it's up there to where people say, okay, I'll compromise. I'll have lesser graphics in the PC because I can buy this $500 or $300 to $500 box, and I don't have to worry about buying hardware, upgrading hardware. So now when you look at these free-to-play games, the communities are just humongous. The hours played in these games are ridiculous. And it's not just MMOs anymore. It's a lot of different types of games. But Planetside 2 is a free-to-play, or not free-to-play, it's a multiplayer online massively multiplayer online first-person shooter, Planetside. The first one was. It came out in the early 2000s, and Planetside 2 is going to be the follow-up to that. And Planetside 2 is going to have a cash shop. Let me read the quote here. There will be a cash shop for the game. However, the goal is not to sell power. That's a big thing with these cash shop games. People are turned off when you can buy items that give you an advantage. And you remember my Battlefield 3 rant from a while ago? You remember my all these rants I talk about, buying items that give you an advantage, how much we hate that. That's what the first thing that they said here. There will be a cash shop for the game. However, the goal is not to sell power. For example, we would sell things like customization. Yay, because that's fine by me. But we would like there to be a massive amount of ways to customize your character so people could recognize you and your outfit out of a group. We would not sell a more powerful gun or vehicle. That quote sums up my concerns about the whole thing in a nutshell. When you sell guns, when you sell vehicles, things that give you an advantage that you can't buy or can't earn in the game no other way, it's akin to buying wins. People call it buy to win. So that's my main concern. And I'm glad to see that Planetside 2 gets it. I'm glad to see that Planetside 2 is not going to go by the way of, hey, buy this, high accuracy gun with a high, with low recoil and, rapid fire silencer for 600 points. And people who don't have the gun are like, I don't have 600 points. And then the guy kills you a billion times. That creates an imbalance. That creates a very, very harsh atmosphere. So I'm glad to see Planetside is doing it. Check it out, guys, over on rockpapershotgun.com. Just to open up a whole can of worms. Didn't mean to go off on a tangent there too much. But the whole idea of free-to-play games and the free components and the free shops, they're growing. And let's hope that they stay in a state to where it doesn't affect the balance of the games. Now, I'm an old school gamer, and I've kind of come to grips with free-to-play games and the cash shops. I used to loathe them. I hated them. I'm like, give me a game, let me pay for it, and that's it. But the realization is it's here. And I'm kind of learning to live with it. I don't like it. I don't love it. I'm not going to say I don't like it, because some things I do like. I don't love it, but it's here. And it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's actually going to expand. So, check it out. Rock, Paper, Shotgun has the details. And for our final story, we are going to talk about Ubisoft. Ubisoft. And we've been talking about all these companies like EA with their online pass. Last week, we talked about the Sony online pass that's coming to Resistance 3. And we got a new announcement here. Ubisoft's going to do the same thing. They're announcing a Uplay passport that will charge you to play used games online. So we got yet another used game tax, and the battle between game companies and used game market continues. And I think this trend is just going to keep rolling and rolling and rolling. You're going to see more and more of these things come out. And what's going to happen is that the used game market is going to have to come back with something. They're going to have to come back with some sort of a deal. Maybe some of the used game companies may say, hey, we'll give you a, I don't know if they're going to sell these cards in stores, but they'll say, we'll give you a $5 gift card with the game so that you can buy the online pass or something. Maybe they'll bundle it with it. I don't know what the used game companies are going to do. The used game markets are going to do. Personally, like I said, you guys know I don't buy a lot of used games. I just don't. Especially now, I'm gaming more and more on the PC platform. Used games just don't just don't exist on the PC platform. But this is primarily for the consoles, where you buy these heavily discounted games, which we enjoy on the PC right now anyway. these heavily discounted games because they're used. Sometimes people only play them 1 or 2 times and then they sell them, and you buy them for like $30. And the game companies are like, we don't want you to do that. So there we go. Gonna charge you for online. So what's going to happen for the future? I don't know. I'm just hoping when I see trends like this and I see things happen like this, I don't want it to open another can of worms. You know, because, you know, paying for used games, all right, sure. But, you know, they may say, okay, we're going to charge everyone to play online. You know, they might sneak that in there just to see how we react. Like, I'm going to poke. And then, you know, there's going to be an initial uproar, but eventually will they keep sneaking it in and keep doing it? Because that's how we did with DLC. We're like, no, we hate DLC. Just give us the game. Give us all the features and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, okay, we'll do that. And then, okay, here's DLC again. Here's DLC. Here's DLC. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that they don't use this as a gateway drug to something nastier. Because companies think that way, man. They do. They just say, okay, we'll do this now, but our ultimate plan is to do this. Remember CCP? CCP got caught with their pants down. CCP is the EVE Online people. They got caught with their pants down because that internal memo, you know, that's the type of stuff that I really believe that's the type of stuff these game companies do. They're like, okay, we eventually want to get to this, and that's that last endpoint is the last thing gamers want. Like, no, that's not what we want. But it's okay. We're going to do it in iterations. We're going to do this. We're going to ease it towards this. Ease it, you know, slowly introduce it. And then, boom, we'll charge you for all online play and you'll be happy with it. You know. So, but EVE got called out on it. And the players, somehow that memo got released. And they were like, we will destroy statues. We will lock down trade centers. There will be no EVE Online until this is finished. Roar, roar, roar. Everyone must die. Check it out, guys. This is over on PlayStationLifestyle.net. They got the details over there. And that concludes the stories that I have for you guys tonight. We're going to move on to the next segment of the show where we talk about the games or the stories that you guys have about gaming.
Tune in to all things Bwana throughout the week on live.bwana.tv and on justin.tv/Bwana.
Okay. So we're going to move on to the stories that you guys have found. I'm over at Bwana.tv/forums. You can I'll do it in the chat room. You can check out, follow along, click on the links that are already there. And first one comes from Big MacBook. And this is a follow-up to the hilarious story that we saw last week about somebody stealing ModernWarfare3.com. Let's go ahead and open this. It was it was funny, man. Somebody basically bought Modern Warfare 3. Those of you who don't know, somebody bought ModernWarfare3.com last week, and they had it show an ad for Battlefield, which was a slap in the face. And last week we were like, we don't know who's doing this. So it turns out to be some fan of Battlefield. So now, Activision is a little mad about it. Activision is a little bit mad about it, and they said that the person behind ModernWarfare3.com has no right. Oh, let's stop this. They have no right or legitimate interest in the domain name. They have no right. We will fight them with everything. No, they didn't say that, but they were not happy about it. So it's basically a gag website. It was purchased. Wow, it was purchased on March 26, 2009. That's 2 years before Modern Warfare 3 was even announced. So this guy he's been sitting on this a while. So it's kind of funny that they did this, but if you're Activision, you don't think it's funny at all. Because that's a very, very common domain for people to say, I wonder how Modern Warfare 3 is doing. I'm going to Google Modern Warfare 3. Let's see, there's this Activision site. I don't know who they are. Oh, there we go. Oh no, Call of Duty? This is not Call of Duty. This is Modern Warfare 3. Oh, there we go. ModernWarfare3.com. Click and they go, ooh, this doesn't look like Modern Warfare 3 at all. And then they're looking at Battlefield. So it's kind of funny. Check it out, guys. That's a good story. Thanks, Big MacBook. Activision's not happy about Modern Warfare 3. Okay. Ooh, this is a good follow-up. Blacksmith21 to about used video game sales. Used video games now extra. We were just talking about that. How are they going to... Publishers are adding a $10 fee to play online. Ubisoft and Sony, blah, 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 blah. Sony, Ubisoft, THQ, Electronic Arts, Warner Brothers, blah, 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 blah. Yep. So it's the same thing I talked about. I thought it was different. Oh, well. Good story. Next. Here we go. Emrandil. Guild Wars 2 at Eurogamer Expo 2011. Oh, Guild Wars. My next MMO that I will play. Will it be my last? I don't know. It's very, very cool that it will not have an online subscription fee. So, NCSoft's excitingly, massively multiplayer online game Guild Wars 2 will be playable at Eurogame Expo in London this September. ArenaNet has stuck staunchly to when it's done mentality regarding the game's release, but 2012 was rumored, so you'd begin to go blah, 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 blah. It was announced in 2007. That when it's done is getting very old, ArenaNet, 4 years ago. 4 years later, the team of 50, blah, 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 blah. So, Eurogamer Expo website can tell you all you need to know. So expect to see a lot of gameplay footage come out of this expo. A lot of new reviews. We're going to see a lot of the stuff they've been developing up till now since the last reveal that we saw. I think it was at E3 or was it PAX? I think it was at PAX where we saw some Guild Wars 2 stuff. So yeah, check it out. Thank you, Emrandil. Thank you. Now we're going to talk about Rift, which is Emrandil's favorite MMO right now. Rift's next update will bring plenty of gaming goodness for raid phobic and PvP focused players. That is a very hard sentence to say. Raid phobic and PvP focused players. How now, brown cow? Rift's next update, blah, 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 blah. I already read that. So, the next update, let's see, over the past 3 months, the River of Souls, Golden Prophecy, and soon to be open Hammer Nil are all filled with large-scale PvE encounters. The rest of us, however, have been left with a fairly unsatisfying River of Souls World event and a long-lasting Wave of Madness event. Substantial blah, 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 blah. We talked with Scott Hartzman to get all the details. Alternate advancement. The upcoming alternate advancement system was definitely the most surprising reveal at the State of Game conference call. The system allowing players to continue gaining XP after they've hit the level cap and will allow them to earn more rewards and become more powerful as they continue to play the end game. Each time the player refills their experience bar, they'll be given points which they can spend to customize the character further by unlocking new abilities and power. Wow. Okay. As Hartzman put it, players will be learning how they can use the power of the planes against them. Very, very interesting. Alternate advancement. That's something interesting. I'll probably look into that a little bit more. It looks like something I'd be interested in. Especially when you hit the level cap, you know, it gives you something to to look forward to instead of just gear. This is something that players have been definitely waiting for, a welcome addition to a still young MMO. Rift's current endgame, while content-rich, only allows players to advance their characters by equipping new gear. That's exactly what I just said. That same old carrot and stick method of enticing players to get better and better gear works for many players, but a vocal portion of the population have been asking for a more robust in-game experience for a while, and this edition looks like it will deliver them in spades. So that's cool. I mean, this is good. I think this is very, very good. And Rift was running a free, like a comeback to Rift free week thing. If you had a Rift, if you bought Rift, they had a free thing, and I never got to get back into it. I was meaning to download it. I missed this game. I do. I like Rift. I like it a lot. Okay. They also say they want to shift the focus away, in-game away, about having raids as the only options. So they're really focusing on the end game, and I think that's a good place to focus on at this point, because a lot of the players who bought it at launch are probably doing the end game, and new players probably looking to come from WoW's end game probably are very interested in what Rift has to offer for end game, because they're probably burned out with WoW's end game. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. They're putting on the Barry White for PvP. PvPers will get a lot of love this summer. A new escalation play mode, which will begin the White Falls Steps Warfront. I really like the Warfronts. One of my favorite features of Rift. New maps are on the way. They won't come out this summer. The final edition of the world. Blah 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 blah. PvP quests. The most exciting part of this entire conference call for me was when the discussion turned to the PvP rifts that'll launch in patch 1.4. Using the existing raid rift tears, players will be able to open a PvP rift. Neato keen. With the faction that open it gaining bigger rewards the longer they keep it open, and the opposing faction gaining rewards for closing the rift. That's pretty cool. So I wonder if you okay, it sounds like a fun twist of the old King of the Hill archetype. That's what I was thinking. But I wonder if you open one of these PvP rifts, will the players be teleported to you, or is it going to be in the middle of their home, you know, the middle of their home area? It says, pick your spot to throw down your flag and challenge anyone to take it from you. Okay, so you can pick the spot, apparently. Okay, so during the call, a few points, balancing skills, rank splitting, and new prestige ranks. Cool. That is a lot. So Rift is getting a lot of love in this next update. If you guys were kind of squeamish about it, you might want to look at it again. It's very cheap. It's like, I think the standard price is $19.99 now. It's like $20. It's got as low as $10, and the standard $15 a month subscription fee for the single month. All right, Emeraldale, thank you for that link. Let's move on to the next one, to Robbie, who hacks. First picks of Battlefield 3's Battle Log. The FPS Facebook sneak out. Let's check this out. So these are the first pictures of the Battle Log, the online website component of Battlefield 3. It's going to be the stats. Basically going to be the COD Elite without the price. That's what a lot of Battlefield 3 players are calling it. But it looks pretty snazzy. It's got a nice feel to it. It's got the light look. Probably going to have all the custom items that you've attained on your character. Your play time, score, win, time with each kit, your rank. Very cool stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the log came out. DICE is going on the record to say, manage your friends list, squad up, create platoons, use voice chat, and follow your friends' progress in real time. Cool. So it's not going to be like one of those update every hour type things. It'll actually update in real time. Veteran status. So if you bought Battlefield 2, 2142, and Bad Company 2, blah, 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 blah. Battle Log. First picks are out. I think that's the only one right there. Let's go to the offending link, see if we got some more pictures. Oh, here we go. This looks like a better picture here. It's got the name here, got some gun icons. The battle feed. I guess it's going to be like a Twitter type thing. Or maybe a comment section of your profile. I don't They got a zoom in of the comments here. Like, won a game, great game last night. Haha, so nice. And then it says, oh, okay, it says so-and-so received 3 new items, and then it shows it. So this kind of reminds me of the Steam Friends History thing a little bit, but snazzier. Okay. Oh, this looks like a little friends list thing. Oh wow! All right, guys, this is this is looking very Steam-like. Oh wow, this is looking very Steam-like, and this is probably a big reason why we're not going to see Battlefield 3 on Steam. They're building it into this battle log thing. Wow. Wow. This is very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. I'm looking at this. This looks just like the Steam overlay. I mean, it's almost identical. I'm not sure if these are confirmed leak pics. This says the German BF blog took down their posting, and now it seems like we managed to get them in the nick of time. So these are the images that were taken from the German blog. So yeah, very interesting. Great story, Robbie. I'm glad I clicked on the source link there. Okay, Hypnomatic, who did nuke Day 9. He did nuke Day 9. We witnessed it. Has some 2 stories. Let's see. Found on Reddit. It's something to do with Nancat. The Nancat can fly, but he can't swim to save his life. Now you can do both. So, someone's using is this legit? Wait, let me read the description of this. Is this real? Someone actually used this in a legitimate advertisement. That's terrible. That's newsletters.ubi.com, yeah. Straight from Ubisoft's website. And this is not even their image. Somebody else did this. This is like a fan-made Nancat image. I remember seeing this. Oh, Ubisoft. We like to make fun of you and joke about you. You're a highly successful gaming company, but you do have your herp derpty tastic derp turstic merp burstic derpic moments. Doodly 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 doo. Yeah. Thanks for that, man. We needed that derp moment. And I think that concludes... no! Holy more stories! And here I was about to wind down, and everybody just started posting new links, and all of a sudden we got stuff. Techniffin has 3 new links here. Cities XL will have mods and buildings. That was on sale today, I think. When is Cities XL, or some Cities thing was on sale on Steam today. Cities XL 2012 will have mods and buildings. It seems that the failed city building MMO has become a fairly regular offline city build series. Blah, blah, blah. Will be arriving in October, and it will allow players to become real urban planners, balancing economic and energy developments of their cities, housing, social services, Content. Number of unique structures, over 1,000 in total. Okay. Very cool to see Cities Online, or Cities XL 2012, to be expanding. I never played this game. I've been meaning to look at it, but I never tried it. So, thanks for that, Techniffin. Sony to invest $20 million into the PlayStation Network. Pub fund over the next 3 years. So yeah, I think I read about this. Sony's going to be pumping a lot of money into these PSN type games. This is where you'll see a lot of the independent-ish games on PSN. So they're going to be pumping a lot of money into this pub fund. That's commitment and faith in the pub fund to grow. In the pub fund, and a goal to bring innovative, different, and unique gameplay to PSN. It's good to see Sony supporting the independent developer. And I thought about the story last week where the guy was like, Sony must invest in indie developers in order to succeed in the future. So they're going to invest $20 million into PSN. Good story. Could this be the best way to play Portal 2? Oh, this is the Hydra, and this is the 100+ attachment that is now bundled with Portal 2 DLC. And I've seen some reviews with it. It's got some very interesting gameplay, especially the depth and the resizing of different structures, adds a whole new dimension, if you will, to Portal 2 puzzles. But the price is very expensive. It's $140. $140 price tag. I think that's the barrier to entry right now. This thing is just too expensive. And it's wired. It's not even wireless. It's a wired thing. So I don't know. You know, Valve was smart to bundle the Portal 2 DLC with it. I don't know if it's the way to play Portal 2. So, okay. And Roz says, enjoy a Portal song sung by 2 Valve voiceover greats. And unfortunately, I can't listen to it on the stream due to copyright. But let's see. Ella McClain. She sung the song to Portal 2, Want You Gone. Yeah, she's the one who does the voice of the TF2 announcer in the Portal, GLaDOS, of course. And John Patrick Laurie, who is not only her husband, but the man behind the sniper. Oh, that I didn't know. I didn't know her husband did the sniper voice. Huh. And Half-Life 2's mustachioed fighting man, Odessa Cubbage. I have to watch this after the show. This sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. Did she actually sing it, or I wonder if she actually sung it, or did they use the voice modulation for it? But we'll check that out. Okay. And that concludes our stories. And you know what time it is? I don't know what time it is. It's about 8:57. But you know what time it is. I think it's about time for some... I think it's title time. I do believe it's title time. This is the time of the show where you guys come up with witty titles based on the stories that we talked about tonight. You go in there and talk about the titles, and you come up with these witty titles, and I use the title to do some stuff. And it's all about, we're going to do titles. Everybody's going to do titles. And you turn the titles around. And you're going to go down. And you're going to do the title. I don't even know where that came from. So let's see these titles. Activision not happy about esports making Minecraft clone. Carlos was late. No title needed. Valve widens the rift, gets kicked out to Battlefield, turns up the Steam. It's kind of long. Steam breaks and eats your face off. It's kind of nasty. We don't want gamers without faces. Hey Activision, you mad, bro? Starcraft 2 can pay your bills. Yeah, Starcraft 2 can pay your bills. Battlefield 3 is a Modern Warfare 3 costume. Pre-owned gamers must pay to play Uplay online. Whoa, my tongue just had a freaking spasm. The Nancat can fly, but he can't build pylons to win 1.7 million. Battlefield 3's battle log somewhat the same. Activision battle domain name. That's a lot of rhyming in that there sentence, Dane Blaine. The most famous WoW player gets banned. What? I didn't even talk about that. Esports getting fit the nerdy way. Valve Steam Train gains speed and EA's publishing the battle log. Battlefield's secret weapon discovered. And I think the titles are starting to die down. Yep. We are dying down with the titles. So I'm going to pick the best ones. Not a lot of good ones tonight. You guys are off your game tonight. What's going on? Okay, we're gonna do number 1. Actually, we're gonna drop this in Notepad. Let's see, number 2. This will be number 2. And number 3. Will be that one. Okay. So, here are the 3 titles we're going to go with. And once B. George starts to poll, we'll do it. Those are the 3. So once he starts the poll, you can vote with either 1, 2, or 3 to vote for your favorite title. Those are the 3 that we're going to vote for. And the poll has started. Go ahead and start voting. And I think we're about ready. 10 seconds. All right. So let's see what the winner is. The winner is number 3. That was a close one. Who came up with number 3? Esports getting fit the nerdy way. Let's see who came up with that one. Coolio? Was it Coolio? I'm having trouble scrolling. Keeps bouncing up and down. DDD 6100. Congratulations! You win! You win the title. You win absolutely nothing but bragging rights. There are absolutely no prizes here, but you brag until next week. You won the title. Congratulations. The title of this episode will be Esports Getting Fit the Nerdy Way. And that, my friends, will conclude our show tonight. Game Chat with Bwana. I want to thank everybody for coming by tonight. We do this every Monday night at live.bwana.tv or twitch.tv/Bwana or justin.tv/Bwana, which will redirect you to Twitch. And I want to thank everybody for coming by. We do it every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. I want to encourage you to sign up for our forum. Go to bwana.tv/forums, join our community. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/iobuffa. Or you can just subscribe to my normal Bwana.tv site, which has pretty much links to everything. Just go to Bwana.tv, easiest to remember. And be sure to follow my live stream, guys. I do play games on the stream, and I interact with the chat as much as I can. Play with you guys. Like this whole weekend, I played with nothing but streamers. So, I'm sorry, I played with people from the stream chat. Just said, hey, what's your ID? Add you to the game, and then we were playing. So be sure to follow the live stream over here. All right, folks, that concludes episode 24 of Game Chat with Bwana, Esports Getting Fit the Nerdy Way. And I will see you all next Monday. Take care. Have a great week.